Thank you for listening and welcome to the Life Radio Show, a once proud member of the now defunct Eventide Entertainment Podcast Network. I'm your host, Don Smith. The wonderfully prepared Adrian Miller is in as guest co-host again. Our good friend Kevin Rupert is in with us, and on the phone is Chicago-based filmmaker Aaron Hawkins. If you enjoy the show, like and follow the Life 1069 on Facebook and Don Smith Comedy on Twitter, or tune in live on Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM, or you can stream the show live at wwsu1069.org.
The brutal presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.
Oh, hey, we're back.
20416.
20416, and we are back on the Life Radio Show, throwing out numbers in there. That is 20416 for those of you keeping score at home.
That's right.
We're back on the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith, sitting in with, this is hour 3. This is the beginning of hour 3 of the Life Radio Show marathon.
Yep.
And I am beat. No, we're still chugging along. Adrian Miller is still guest co-host.
Hi, I'm here doing last-minute research.
Yep, doing last minute. Well, we had to change last.
Yeah, we had.
minute.
That's
Larry Hankin was going to call in. And
that's
Larry,
the radio life.
Larry lost his phone. Lost his phone. I got a hold of him through Facebook, and that's what he said. I lost my phone, so I can't call in. It's like, yeah, it's kind of hard to call in without a phone.
Would be tough.
So
yeah,
I'll definitely have to get him back on.
We could have used Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, they have an audio on Messenger.
Yeah, that's
but then
true,
you'd have to go to like a public library. I don't know.
Yeah, all that, all
like,
the
hello.
internet stuff, all those internet.
Go to steal some Wi-Fi from somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, because you don't trust the school's Wi-Fi. You just don't. You're right.
No.
State.
Not a right state.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, Kevin Rupert is in.
What's up, man?
What's happening, Rupert?
Not a whole lot. Just doing the same old stuff.
Same old comedy stuff.
Comedy shows, then crying afterward.
Yeah,
and
well,
other
that
comedy shows.
happens a lot. That happens a lot. Although Billy's was a good show this time. It actually was not bad. Or at least I didn't do bad. I didn't think.
No, you had a good
I think
set.
last time
Yeah.
I was at Billy's, I didn't do so hot. But
Well, we had a decent turnout for this. We did 3 shows there this month.
Yeah.
And we had a decent turnout for the last one. So I was happy to see that for sure.
because I enjoy being on your shows.
Oh, thanks, man.
I enjoy being on any shows.
Same.
But you
same here.
put a pretty
Same.
good show together. You really do.
I think we're coming along with that one. It's taking some time, but I think we're going to develop it, and it's going to be good.
Yeah, and that's a fairly clean show, although it didn't end up being.
That's right, and that was my fault from the
was
the get go. That was
that was funny because you telling us we have to be clean, no F word. The first
then
thing
I
you
just-
do is drop 2 of them.
that's right. Yeah, I just called an audible.
Yep,
But,
we're changing it up. Which you have to do that every now and then.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to.
I felt like that crowd appreciated it. They didn't mind a few F-bombs.
Oh, okay. We found out that Butch's real full name is Marion Preston Russell.
Okay,
That's why he goes by Butch,
very proper.
not Marianne.
Marianne Preston Russell.
Yeah, Marianne Russell.
I was going to make a really bad joke. If you Preston Russell, you pressed in the wrong person.
Okay. Hey, welcome back to the Life Radio. I'm going to edit that out. Welcome back to the Life Radio. No, I'm just kidding. So, what else been happening, Rupert?
Oh man, I don't know. I've been working.
Exciting stuff.
I mean, not exciting so much as just stuff.
Just stuff. Yeah.
And
And there went the whole school.
that's
What the heck is happening?
Something just fell down. Apparently, budget cuts. They were
it's like
whatever
The
was
whole
holding
first
whatever
floor
that is.
student union is collapsing.
Yeah.
that's my old office. They're hollowing it out.
Oh, okay. Building a shrine.
That's
a shrine to Rupert.
I wish. But
that was actually your marble statue that fell over. So they have to pick it back up and start putting the pieces back together.
like the old Confederate monmonuments, they got to take it down. And
Yeah, that's
it's like that.
well, that's the bad
Like-
thing. You're going to go out. The arms broke off, so it's going to be
That's
Rupert DeMilo.
That's right. That's right. Oh man,
I think
But,
Rupert DeMilo is a front runner
Is-
for the show title right now.
Okay.
So I'm sure we'll come up with more, but right now it's Rupert DeMilo.
I like it. As a As
And
Bush,
Adrian wasn't paying attention. She's on her phone. She's still doing research.
I'm still doing research.
I am so
I want to
glad
check
that
if we
you
have
are
any
doing-
friends in common before I'm like sprung with like trying to remember somebody from back
Right.
when I lived there, like which is
There
a
he
decade.
is.
Nope, there's our phone call. So let's
Ready?
see.
Oh boy.
All right. Hey, welcome to the Life Radio Show. Is this Aaron?
Yes, this is.
All right, good to talk to you, Aaron Hawkins, filmmaker and actor extraordinaire from
Hey, Aaron.
Chicago. Extraordinaire,
Yeah.
is that a little too grandiose, or is that
No, that's perfectly fine. No,
okay?
that's
Perfect,
perfectly
perfect.
fine.
All right. I just wanted to make sure you were good with it. I didn't want to, I didn't want to overshoot in the intro. So, sometimes I do that.
That's perfectly fine. Thank you for the intro.
Well, welcome to the show. I don't know if you've been listening to any of the shenanigans so far. Apparently not, because you called in anyway.
I like to be surprised. So.
All right, perfect. Well, I'll introduce you to the folks in the studio. We have producer Pat is not on he's on a microphone. We don't give him a camera.
Nope.
He's my producer of the show, and he takes care of all the good stuff here and all the engineering work.
He didn't get the memo about the color scheme.
He did not get the
Rupert, Kevin here got the memo about
Rupert
the color
got the memo.
scheme,
We
which
are all
is black,
we are all
gray,
color
silver.
coordinated.
that's right. You guys
As
said
was our last guest was all actually Holly was.
Holly was too.
Everybody
Wow.
was black and silver, just like my beard.
you guys.
We do it for you, Don.
That's what it is. My
It's your
beard
show.
sets
We
the
respect your
sets the
rules.
color scheme.
That's right.
For the entire all of my guests.
Patrick, on the other hand, does not respect you.
Aaron,
he worships Satan,
Aaron,
as
what,
we
what are
established.
you wearing?
I have black and silver hair color.
Perfect.
There we go.
perfect. That
Perfect.
works.
You
Then. That
check,
works.
check.
My guest co-host is Adrian Miller.
Hello.
Yep, she
Hello.
is a improv actress, improv comic, a comedian
Yep.
from
Wanna be lots of
originally-
things.
Want to be lots of
my.
things.
Wanna
Originally
be-
from
Oh.
Chicago.
I'm actually
correct?
from Batavia.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
I am not kidding you.
What?
I grew up there. Yeah, I went to JB Nelson and the middle school, and I went 1 year to Batavia High School before my mom moved us all to Ohio.
Are you kidding me? You
I
went
am
to
not.
JB Nelson?
Yeah, did you go to JB?
Yes, I did.
Oh my God! Did you have my teacher? Did you have Mrs. Lenart?
Yes.
Oh my God, that was my first grade teacher.
This is crazy.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Small world.
I know, right?
Whoa!
That's funny.
I actually looked at the Facebook because I'm like, I better check up to see if you know any people back in the hood. I mean, there's a bit of an age gap, but I'm like,
Yep.
whenever that happens, when I go back, there's that trivia time where it's like, have you heard what so and so's up to? And I'm like, oh, it's
Yep.
been more than a decade. Let me try. Like the name sounds really familiar. I'm picturing Crazy Bangs.
Yep.
You know, because that was the era. Like there's all crystallized, just like 90s, like late 80s,
yeah.
90s in my head.
Oh, man, yes.
I just wonder
yes.
if you know anybody. It's so weird. You're probably the film that my dad was talking about. He's like, Adrian, you like films and directing things. You know that this guy's directing a film here, and they direct films here. Come back to Chicago. I'm like, okay, Dad.
It very well could be, because when I set my tripod down and film, I get an audience in
Yeah.
Batavia.
That happens. Yeah.
Yeah,
Happens a lot.
it's still pretty sleepy. Last time I was there.
Yeah.
Did you get any windmill shots in? Just as homage.
No, I didn't, but we did pay homage towards Freddy Krueger, because one of my actors wore a black and red striped shirt, but his was black and green in the movie, so we kind
Nice.
of played homage to that, and that's. And then we had the theme was black and red for the movie, so my favorite colors, and I'm a Bulls fan, so it goes well with it. So
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
I mean, I think if you're there, like growing up in like that that era, like you have to be a Bulls fan. Like,
oh yeah,
you had to have been. Like it was so
Oh, yeah.
beautiful. I mean, just anyway. I don't even like sports. But I was still like, yeah, those Bulls, they're winning it for us. They're winning for all of us.
Double.
Right.
It's like the dream team. They're
Totally.
all of us. Chicago, go us.
totally, yeah.
Also in the studio with us is local comedian Kevin Rupert.
Hey, what's up, Aaron?
Hey, how's it going, Kevin?
Pretty good. I'm not from Chicago, but I did watch Family Matters growing up, so I feel like I get it. I understand.
That was a documentary.
That's right.
I don't
Yeah.
know that, but
Come on, you didn't go to the same grade school as me.
I don't think so. We're probably based on how it went with Adrian, though. We're
Kevin,
probably cousins or something.
I thought you did. That's the whole reason I booked you on this show.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a class reunion.
All right. Well, it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Well, thanks for
man.
stopping in anyway.
Yeah, way to ruin it. Way to ruin it.
Yep, Kevin ruined it. Well, at least he got the dress code correctly. So.
That's right.
Yes,
Catholic,
that's
you guys said Catholic priest. I was like,
Yeah.
I can do it.
Yeah, literally yesterday I was trying to figure out this new turtleneck I bought, and I
Yeah.
sent a picture to my boyfriend, and I was headed over with the black dress, and I'm like, I feel like I'm a satanic nun right now. Like, I don't have the cross, I just have a claw.
Yeah.
And I'm just but I feel like I'm a satanic nun novice, which is very hot, right? Very,
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
reminding him of when he was beaten by nuns. Though maybe he's into that. Maybe I'll discover a new side. Maybe I should have
There you
stuck
go.
with that
Yeah,
outfit.
yeah.
That's your look
brings,
for the holidays there.
brings back his Catholic school days.
I'm going to be going home to my dad actually in St. Charles tomorrow. So
St. Charles. I was there in April.
you were in St. Charles?
I was.
Where did you?
I for the World Series of Comedy. I got to
Oh, that's
perform at
right.
Zanies out there. So,
Ah,
yeah.
Zanies is there.
Yeah, did miserably, did not advance.
Oh,
But I got
my
to say
goodness.
I performed at Zanies. So there you go.
That's something. That's something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My first
that's-
out-of-state show, actually, in 6 years of doing comedy.
Wow.
Or 5.5, almost.
That's a nice place to do stand up. So
Oh, it absolutely is. Yeah.
yeah.
I'd like to get out there more and do more stuff, but I'm manacled to Wiley's for the most part. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
well, this show isn't about me. This show is about you, Aaron. Tell us a little bit about Evil Lurks.
Well, Evil Lurks. Oh my goodness, where do I start? I started this about 2 years ago, just writing the script, and I was just wanting to just write something different because normally I write like comedies or dramas or something like that, and I just based it on loosely, very very loosely based it on an experience with an ex that I had. So, and I know that's kind of way out in left field, but it was, believe me,
No,
it's
that's
kind of like
No,
pretty normal.
no, I was going to
Yeah.
say it's pretty
Out.
common with
Yeah.
the horror films.
yeah. And I just wrote a 24-page script. I was going to film it as a short, and at my survival job, I just met up with, my coworker, and I was like, hey, he saw the logo, the Evil Lurks. I call him the Shush Man, and that's exactly what he's being called in the movie. And he's like, that's pretty cool. And we just started talking about the movie, and next thing I know, I'm like, hey, dude, let's do this and make it into a feature. Why not? And 6 months later, all we have left to film is a bunch of green screen footage, and that's it. So here we are. It's been a crazy and wild ride, and you wouldn't believe on some of the stuff that we use on set to get the shots done.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I think
I've done
Don
a number
knows a little
of,
bit. I mean, he was regaling us with a story about running around in a loincloth in 32-degree weather.
Yes.
Yes,
that was,
just a
for a
loincloth.
movie that never got made, never got finished.
Oh, man.
I lost
Jeez.
100 pounds to film that movie too.
Jeez.
I'm not a joke. I was
Wow.
the heaviest I'd ever been was like 345 pounds. I got cast in this movie, and they told me what I would be wearing as my costume was basically a leather vest and a loincloth. And yeah, at 345 pounds, and we didn't start filming till I got cast in beginning of January. We weren't going to start filming until the end of July, and I started hitting the gym. I was there 6 days a week for 1 to 2 hours every day, and I went from 345 till the time we started filming. I was at 230.
Wow.
I lost
That's
115 pounds
Wow.
to play a role in a movie that never got made.
Hey,
And I
But
was
you-
out at, it was supposed to be finished by late August, and we were still filming well into October in 32 degrees in a loincloth and a vest outside, killing zombies.
wow. And let me guess, the setting was probably summertime.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was, because it was supposed to start filming the end of July, and it did. It's just, when you're a director and you put a bunch of your friends in as the cast and you're filming at a bar after hours and everybody's drunk, it's kind of hard to get good footage. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very, very difficult.
Yeah, we'll just say mistakes were made. And then then a hard drive crashed and lost all the footage. Yeah. After principal photography was done about a month in, he didn't have anything backed up and lost everything.
That's the first rule.
It was
proper
back
logging.
up everything.
It was a whole lot of work and a whole lot of freezing my butt off in a loincloth for stories, basically stories of that happening. But hey, I did lose 115 pounds.
Yeah,
gained it back in the next 6 years, and recently lost another 70. So there you go.
It's the Oprah.
Yeah, I'm on the Oprah diet.
There you go.
I spend a couple of years eating whatever the hell I
on.
want, and then the rest of the time just losing weight.
So I read an article, the Chicago Voyage or something interviewed you a while back.
Yeah.
And when this was still a short film.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've also been on a journey yourself, because you were in the military, you were Navy, and you did then you went to school and did the graphic design.
Yep.
And then relationship stuff. I like how that was kind of just glossed over. I feel like once you're a certain age, that's kind of what happens. There's and then there was that's why I'm in Dayton. People everyone back home, they're like, "Are you still in Dayton?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then they're like, "Why?" How? Why? And I'm like, well, I followed a guy here, and then guy dumped me, and now I'm with a new guy, and it's just, you know what? It's that's the stuff you gloss over. You're like, relationship stuff.
Relationship stuff. That's it. We're just going to leave it at that. Yep.
Yeah. But inspiration. It's very inspiring. Some may say character building, some say an addiction building exercise, but whatever. And then you decided to go into filmmaking.
Yeah.
Is that right? So how did you? How did you connect the dots between those through your life? That's a bit of a journey.
Yes, it is. Well, when I was 13 years old, when I was in middle school, or it was junior high back in Batavia.
Did you go to the cool one, the old one?
Yeah, I went to the cool old one. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like that we went to. I was when they opened the new one, but I always looked at the old one because it just was like, man, that looks like a haunted junior high. Like it was kind of not gothic, but it looked like a old stone building. Really old. I think they had to shut it down at leaks and stuff like that. But
yeah, I mean, I probably got mesothelioma. I probably got that meso disease from my lungs, from the asbestos in the building. But you know what? That's okay. I'll glow in the dark,
building.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Inspiration for future horror films.
Yep.
What's lurking in the walls of this junior high?
Yeah.
Builds character in the lungs.
So I went there. I started off just in art class, just doing what artists do, create art. I did that, drew cartoons, stuff like that. And just continued doing that. And then when I got into high school, I went to architecture classes and, design houses and building trades. So I like, working with my hands and being creative. See, I get bored very easily.
Yeah.
So then after that, I, did my stint in the military and went to college and got my degree in graphic design and multimedia and web design. Got bored with that and just decided, what the heck? I'm going to just give this a try. What the heck? I've been wanting to do this. I love the industry, the business in general, and just went to Black Box Acting in Chicago for acting school. And, the rest is, as we say in the business, history. So, that's just basically how it went. And it's been a very interesting ride. Let me tell you, it's been a very interesting but fun ride. So.
Now,
is it a full-time gig for you, or is it just?
Right now, it's not. Right now, I do have a survival job. I work for a company that we're second in the nation to the Ad Council, doing PSAs and things like that. We produce them and distribute them. So, but yeah, eventually, I would love for it to be full time. But
that's
this business is very, very challenging and fun. It's challenging but fun. So that's the reason why I haven't given up and said, you know what, this is not for me, because it's a challenge and I love challenges. So, and every single day when you're on set, it brings challenges. So.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Indie film is just wonderful for challenges.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I
and
want
that's
to know.
the thing. You really have to roll with everything that changes when you're doing indie film, or it'll never get finished.
For instance, according to the interview, one of your first acting roles was in a movie called Secret Lover.
Yes, it was.
That you thought you were just going to be an extra?
Yep. I thought I was going to be an extra, and I was just there, and they said, "Here's the role." It was a small part, but here's the script, and we'll be filming in about 10-20 minutes. No pressure.
Yeah, there you go. I love, that's one of the things I love about indie film movie sets. You never know what's going to happen. We had
No.
I've been on several sets where somebody comes on as an extra and an actor doesn't show up, and all of a sudden that extra has a role.
Yep.
That
happens.
Yeah, I played opposite one that was an extra, and they had to cut a bunch of my lines because he didn't have time to memorize all of his. So, I lost lines because of you. But no,
oh my goodness.
Indie film, everybody's got to come together. You can't be you got to leave the ego at home, kind of. You know, the director is the only one that's allowed to have the ego, and he's got to kind of be careful with it on indie film.
But here's my question:
You're exactly.
It's called Secret Lover. Did it involve a loincloth?
Not for my role, no.
Were you the guys like, hey, what's going on here?
Did the loincloth cover up your hard drive is what we want to know.
It's a good question.
For that role, it did, yes.
That's good.
Well, when it was 32 degrees out.
Right.
Yeah.
It could have been a very short loincloth. And nothing would have been seen.
Oh my goodness. Yes, it was a very short loincloth, and it was. I mean, we were filming that was a great experience too. I mean, I had that speaking role, and then he was looking for someone to be a shopper in a store in downtown Naperville. It was like a Grateful Dead kind of hippie store. So I played that role, and he said, "I want you to pretend like you're shopping for your girlfriend for clothes, and you don't want to be here." So I'm like, okay, that's easy.
I've been method acting for many years.
Yep, we've all done that.
Yeah.
That's for me when my boyfriend wants to go buy vintage records. It's just him at like a used bookstore or like a thrift store, and just diligently like reading every single one and pulling it out to look at it, and then putting it back in. Like, put it back in, and I'm just like, what do I do?
What's
what do I do?
Like, what's the criteria he's going over for like vintage records? Like, what's he looking for specifically?
I mean, quality, and he hates. Even though I'm like, he's like, hipsters have destroyed the used record market. I'm like, you're the one who owns the record.
Those hipsters.
Yep.
You're in your mid-30s. You are the hipster. You are the hipster. Look at your glasses. You say you like glasses better than contacts. Look at yourself in the mirror.
The secret hipster.
That's funny.
That's right. No one wants to admit that they're the hipster.
Exactly.
Nobody.
Yeah.
It's like you
why
say
not,
hipster
though?
to a mirror 3 times in a darkened bathroom. Yourself appears, and you scream into the void.
Right.
So I wanted to ask you, did you say that you had a release date and a distributor for Evil Lurks?
We have a tentative release date, but that will probably most likely and probably will change. I am definitely looking for distribution, looking for to get it out there in mass, and I would love for it to get into theaters, whether regionally or nationally. That'd be great. I mean,
yeah, I think everything about the indie film industry is hard, because making it's the hardest part, but then getting a distributor, that's the hardest part.
Right.
And then,
it is.
And then casting, that's the hardest part. And of course, writing everything, that's the hardest part.
we had a couple hiccups with casting too. So I mean, we had a couple actors having to drop out for personal reasons.
Oh
And one of them was 3 or 4 days before filming.
Yep.
And we managed the cast, and this was a lead role, the lead female role, and we cast her within 3 days. She was on set, and she had her lines down to a T. She was off book like 95% of the time, which was fabulous.
Yeah, that's professional right there. That's good to deal with. I got one of my favorite roles, and actually 6 Feet Below Hell, one of my favorite roles that I played was Reggie, and I was not even cast as that character. Somebody dropped out like 12 hours before we were going to be on set.
Was that the one where you got murdered while you were taking a leak or something like that?
No, that's Calamity Jane's Revenge.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That's the one I always remember. I don't know why. That always
It's very memorable. It was very memorable for me. That was the first time Aaron Ryan killed me. He's killed me in a few other things, you know. Like I was saying earlier, I get killed in a lot of movies, and mostly by women. In fact, Autumn Hatcher's listening in on Facebook Live.
She's murdered me too.
She's murdered you. She murdered my wife.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, Michaela Quillen's the one that murdered me. She ripped my heart right out.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So, getting my heart ripped out by a woman, that's like second nature to me these days.
Method
I'm good
acting
with it.
again.
So, yeah, it's like okay, this again.
A lot of
Isn't this a little overdone for me right now?
Can you act like your heart is literally being ripped out, but also figuratively being ripped out? Do you have any experience with that you can channel?
Yeah, I can do this. I can do this. All right. Well, we're going to have to take a break. We're going to have to take a quick break, Aaron. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Are you going to stick around and do some news stories with us?
Yeah, sure. What the heck?
Awesome, because they can be a lot of fun. There's probably some Florida stories and still in my deck here. So
hopefully some Florida dogs.
You don't want Florida stories. Man on your deck, Don.
No, you don't. 'Cause that's a good way to catch something right there. All right, we're going to take a break. This is we're going to play some Potter's Field. We're going to get some metal going. I got heavier as the show went on. I started out with St. Mary, St. Michael, and then we went to Mr. Stone King. We're going to play Potter's Field on this one. This is A Peaceful Man. Hit it, Patrick.
Nothing can Hey, man, this is Donnie Baker at Wiley's Comedy Club, and you're listening to WWSU 106.9. I swear to God.
All right. Hey, welcome back to the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith. We're sitting in the studio with Adrian Miller, my guest co-host for the week.
Hello.
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 For the last time coming back from break.
That's right.
And in this
it sounds so final.
Marathon of a show.
What's happening
after? Not the lads. I'll consult another doctor. We might be all right.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
This is my finale. No, Kevin Rupert is in the studio. I don't think I introduced Kevin Rupert earlier, did I?
Yeah, you did.
I did. Okay.
Yeah, I was busy researching, so I shut up for a few minutes.
And we're still on the phone with Aaron Hawkins.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, Adrian's classmate. No.
All the way.
Pretty much.
All the way from the Windmill City.
From what?
What is it? What is it? Windmill? What is the motto?
City of Energy. The City of Energy, because Fermilab is here.
Yeah, that's where my dad worked.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, since during the break we were discussing animal smells, I have the perfect news story. I have the perfect news story that we were talking about Nebraska.
Yeah. Driving slowly through manure fields.
Yes.
Joyful.
The days.
Joyful memories.
A 71-year-old Alaska man was arrested after he was allegedly found with $400,000 worth of drugs hidden inside rotting goat intestines.
I thought we were going to do belly button again.
I thought that too.
At an airport, authorities said. And his name is Sainin Placencia, which, it sounds like somebody that would have to stuff something in rotten goat intestines at some point in his life.
Yeah.
It wasn't him, it was the goat. That goat really wanted the drugs.
Sainin Placencia was taken into custody Wednesday at Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport.
That goat thought it was a mule.
Yeah, there you go. Taken into custody months after officials opened an investigation to try to find the source of narcotics in Kodiak. At the airport last week.
Kodiak arrest.
I know it's not.
It was a Kodiak arrest. That was a good. I will give you that one, Patrick. That was a good one. At the airport last week, investigators with the last
title again. We will give it back to you.
At the airport last week, investigators with Alaska State Troopers searched a large box that Placencia checked as luggage. After he consented to a search, an affidavit filed with the charges stated, the box contained loosely wrapped frozen meat with multiple small pieces of meat frozen together. And Placencia, don't want to confuse that with placenta when you're talking. Placencia.
I could have sworn you were saying placenta, man.
Yeah. He approved to letting the meat thaw so authorities could further investigate. As the frozen items thawed, officials said they smelled rotting meat that apparently turned out to be goat intestines, and a police dog detected drugs. Placencia withdrew his consent to search the meat, which I just love saying that statement.
Right.
Just, nope, you ain't.
Gotta take the meat out.
Look under the loincloth.
Yeah. I withdraw
I withdraw my consent to touch my meat.
To inspect my meat.
Yeah, consent can be withdrawn during. That's what point we're trying to make.
Important. That's where we are as a society and culture.
He withdrew his consent to search the meat before it finished thawing. Investigators said, prompting them to obtain a search warrant because they're going to touch his meat one way or another. Once their search resumed, authorities found packages wrapped in plastic that contained about 740 grams of heroin and 389 grams of methamphetamine.
Wow.
It was what he couldn't fit in his belly button.
Yeah, that's where they should have checked first.
We covered a show in the last hour about a man that was sneaking around with drugs in his methamphetamine in his belly button.
Yeah, in his belly button.
A 380-pound meth dealer.
That's not a cavity you usually think of in a cavity search.
Right. Well, when you get to 380 pounds, it becomes a pretty big cavity.
You become to have a lot of cavities. Yeah. Improvise.
Yep, sometimes you just got to roll with it.
A little more space.
Boom. Boom. Gotta roll with it.
Sometimes
that's one deep belly button, man.
It is. Yeah, well, when you run out of rotten goat intestines, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Probably didn't smell much different. Probably a 380-pound man's belly button probably does not smell much different from a rotting goat intestine.
I'm just picturing these dogs, too. They're like, man, these dogs are so good. They can detect drugs. I'm like, no, the dog smells rotting meat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what the dog smells. It's going crazy.
I can't believe when they said, "Can we let it thaw?" He said yes, because it sounded like they gave him a choice. Like they're like, "Hey, can we let this thaw?" He should have been like, "No, I got to get that home." You know?
Yeah, like,
I got to get my meat home. You know?
No, that's not sanitary.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't just want to let your meat hang in the airport like that.
No, you can't do
You
that.
just thaw your meat anywhere. You know, you gotta
Don't just thaw your meat anywhere.
be in a good location.
People go up and start nosing through it. I think nosing through my meat is a pretty good episode title.
I think
had a
it's
very
just
short
suspicious
loincloth on there, but I think nosing through my meat.
Yeah, I think that one's a little better.
I think
Just so you know, Aaron, a big part of this show is just coming up with an episode title. That's really that's like the whole point is band names and episode titles.
and improv.
And I
tropes.
think you nailed it. Nosing through my meat. That could be a funny comedy movie, man.
Yeah, we will definitely write that down. Because see, we have 3 titles right now. Because the first title was going to be Rupert DeMilo.
Okay,
Because of your marble statue that fell over upstairs, broke its arms off, and then we had a very short loincloth, and now I think nosing through my meat is definitely the front runner right now.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think that's the most creative, the most mysterious, the most that draws. The listener, like,
it'll draw the
what is this
listeners
about?
in. Ooh,
I have
nosing
to
through my
find out
meat.
about this
I
meat.
must hear more. What? Yeah, absolutely.
Also porn titles.
Yes, also porn.
The meat noser.
Yeah.
Speaking of porn titles, sirs and ma'ams, I posted on. I have a private group for my actors and everybody like that. And I was like, okay, take the title "Evil Lurks" and exchange it with one word to make it a funny title. And one of the actors said "Evil Squirts."
Oh,
Hey, yeah.
yeah, that's
Clever.
that's not evil.
No, but I mean, we had to take a break from filming because I was laughing pretty hard. So.
I love how this is where the discussion went as soon as Dwight McCormick starts listening in.
Hey, Dwight.
Dwight is a local clean comic and a preacher.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
He is
But
a
it's okay. He knows my show.
Presbyterian minister.
Dwight, I am also now a man of the cloth. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. The loincloth.
The loincloth. Yeah, man of the loincloth.
Man of the
Rupert's the man of the loincloth now. We converted him.
My statue upstairs has a loincloth on.
Perfect.
On
Yeah.
the bottom.
Which is weird because it's Greek, but you'd think a toga,
right.
but no.
That's right. And the arms are off, so I can't inspect my meat now. But
Right.
you know, it's okay.
Right. You have to have somebody else nose through your meat for you.
That's right.
Oh, let's see.
Oh boy.
A robbery suspect in England thought he could evade authorities with a new look, a pair of glasses.
Oh, boy.
David Springthorpe, 30 years old, was wanted for allegedly shoplifting and violating a court order when he recently came into contact with a police officer in South Normanton. A, quote, short chase ensued, and he was detained, authorities said. Springthorpe, a white man with blue eyes, brown hair, wide ears. Wide ears.
Wide ears.
Yeah, and a notable neck tattoo, tried to disguise himself by wearing a pair of black rim glasses. That the Alfreton police wrote on Facebook Tuesday, quote, was not quite cunning enough to outsmart the team.
He has a neck
Not
tattoo.
quite.
He has a neck tattoo. The most distinguishing mark about him in jolly old England. They all have misshaped like ears, teeth, whatever. That would be normal.
Now, if he
pasty
had
whiteness, normal.
If he had the fake glasses with the fake nose and mustache, they'd have never caught him.
Yeah, exactly.
It was
And
just
just put a scarf on. You're in England. Put a scarf on.
Look totally normal.
It's complicated.
Yep, you silly salt. Put a scarf on.
I thought maybe when you were saying a short chase, like you started slipping into British or something, and you're like, oh, they was
it's just a short chase.
Short chase.
Yeah.
Short chase. Short chase.
Fabulous.
I remember not to pronounce things with my Chicago accent. Is it very erotic? Rotic. I can't say it.
Yeah. Perfect.
British hard.
You say British shart?
British is shart.
A British shark.
British shart.
Oh my!
So what is
That's
that like?
the evil squirts right there.
Yeah. It's a lot like bangers and mash.
Yeah, that's evil.
Because that happens after you
They're a
drink too
bubble
much
and
tea.
squeak. A British shart is just bubble and squeak. It's another breakfast
You know, you have
food.
too many pints down at the. I went Irish there back then. I have too many pints down at the pub with your mateys. You get a leather squeak and a...
Speaking of donkeys. Speaking of mules, a construction crew joined animal rescuers in California to help a trapped donkey escape from a sinkhole. The Riverside County Department
donkey
of Animal
Services... mule
What's
trying
that?
to infiltrate
right.
via sinkholes.
Yep, they snuck in.
They found
across
meth
the
in
border.
him.
It was a burrow.
That's the end. I'm sorry if I spoiled your story.
Yeah.
They found
it wasn't a
meth in him.
sinkhole. It was sinkhole. It wasn't a sinkhole.
Wasn't
Oh, wait, it's a sinkhole for a minute. Crikey. The Riverside County Department
You should
of
do
Animal
the rest of the
Services
show in that accent. That'd be awesome.
sent a crew from Temecula-based Inland Erosion Control Incorporated. Was on the scene Thursday in the wreck. We'll just call it a wreck. Canyon area north of Moreno Valley before Animal Services personnel arrived. The crew offered to help, and the rescuers used the crew's backhoe to widen the hole. And
Used the hoe to widen the hole.
Yeah.
Widen the hole.
Well,
Are we sure meth's
if
not
you were
involved?
a mule, you'd know you have to widen the hole.
Meth is not involved. Confirm. Is the meth not involved in this story? Because I keep getting these
Kinda,
messages.
yeah. Feels that way.
Signals.
Yeah, man, I'm sending mixed signals with these. I'm sorry. The burrow, it was a burrow. He burrowed in. The burrow was able to climb out of the hole. Animal Services officers said it didn't appear to be injured.
That's good.
And they recovered the meth
Yep. See, I was going to say. So happy ending.
from his sinkhole. Oh, man.
And he was able to buy a moped.
Oh, yep. There we go. They were talking about the 380-pound man.
Yeah.
Riding
yeah.
a moped. He had road rash on both cheeks.
I'm sorry we're doing callbacks.
Yeah, callbacks
previous.
to like
It's just,
previous.
it's been
So
long
when this
and
goes out on the
there's-
podcast as
yeah,
its own
it'll make
episode,
no
it'll
sense.
make no sense.
No sense.
See, we'll make it a series. Everybody has to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, it's like how when you have serialized TV, like it forces people to go, oh, I need to watch all the episodes,
Right,
so
exactly.
I know what's going on, so I can fully appreciate.
That's why we do that. I've done callbacks to
Yep.
shows from like a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to force people to go back. It's like, okay, watch this
Well,
episode to find out what I'm actually talking
You
about.
reward the listeners,
Right,
You
right.
reward
My
the loyal
loyal
listeners,
fans.
the loyal,
Yeah.
the all five of them.
Yeah.
Hey, what's
the
up,
few,
Butch?
the few loyal listeners I have who mostly
Butch.
are in the studio with me now, and Butch. Yeah.
Right.
And Autumn.
Oh,
Autumn.
wow.
Autumn is a
Yeah.
top fan of the
Yeah.
Life Radio show.
Dwight listens in from time to time.
Yep.
Dwight listens
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's a mix. It's a mix of.
Yeah.
You can't really pin down what your demographic is. I think from just
Right.
taking that sampling, you're like, we want to know who our most loyal fans are. Well, we have a Presbyterian minister. We have a dirty old
Which is
man in
fitting.
Texas.
And we have
and we
a
have
horror actress that
sassy-
kills people.
Yeah,
That's
a horror
right.
actress that kills men.
Yes, absolutely.
Pretty diverse.
Yeah.
What
group.
is your
That's-
type?
It's a very
maybe that's
diverse
what you need to
demographic.
crack open.
Yeah,
You need to find that
exactly.
secret sauce. Like what is the thing that they're all
Yep.
share in common?
Maybe
That's the
Maybe-
secret. We're
yes.
not telling anyone.
the
That's
show may
true.
have too broad an appeal, is what we're saying. You know, you got to.
I
you
should
can't
focus. I
monetize
should, yeah, I
if you
should
can't
focus, a little
focus
bit more,
in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't want the audience to get too big.
That's true. I do. I want as many people listening as possible. Anyway, where are we going from here? A Japanese hotel offers a room that only costs $1 per night, but there's a
Whoa.
catch. The guest's entire stay is live streamed on YouTube.
Of course, Japan.
Oh,
of
man.
course.
Let's try these names. Tetsuya
boy.
Unyo,
Okay.
something like that,
That
who
was
took
something.
over the Asahi Ryokan Hotel in Fukuoka.
I actually know these places, but I'm not sure I know how
You
to
got to
pronounce
be
them.
real careful with the
It's like-
Fukuoka.
Yeah.
Patrick, keep your finger on the bleep button.
Yeah, exactly, because we're talking about Fukuoka. Which I think that's what a lot of Beatles fans said in the late 70s. Fukuoka. Anyway, he inherited the hotel from his grandmother last year, said he was looking for ways to boost business and was inspired by a British YouTuber who live streamed his time at the hotel. This is a very old Ryokan hotel, and I was looking into a new business model, he told CNN. Our hotel is on the cheaper side, so we need some added value, something special that everyone will talk about. He said room number 8 is now equipped with cameras that are always live streaming on his YouTube channel, $1 Hotel. He said the feed is video only and the cameras are pointed away from the bathroom area to give guests some privacy. He said young people nowadays don't care much about the privacy. Some of them say it's okay to be watched for just one day. pretty much everybody these days. Like,
I don't think we have a choice in most
said
places.
the man live streaming his radio show.
And also the man who showed his belly button at stage door for $10.
Yes, that was Rupert showed his belly button for $10 at stage door.
And the man who ran around in 32-degree weather
in a loincloth.
Yes.
Oh my, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I've been on stage in my underwear several times when I was doing live theater. I actually got to stick my butt in the face of Dayton's mayor, Ryan McClellan. One of my shining moments in live theater, because this
and you're not just talking about your cheeks.
I was not a fan. I was doing a show called Catfish Moon, and at one point I pull my pants down on stage because I'm about to go swim, and I had boxer shorts on. Well, they told me before the show that the mayor was in the audience, and I said, "Where is she sitting?" She happened to be sitting on the side of the stage where I am when I pull my pants down. Now, Dayton Theater Guild at the time was over on Salem Avenue. Is a very intimate theater. Mm-hmm. I mean, the stage, you're right there on the audience.
Yeah.
And I changed my blocking a little bit that night, and I, quote unquote, accidentally hooked my thumb into my boxers. Just ever so slightly. So, yes, my bare butt was in the mayor of Dayton's face for a good 3 to 4 seconds.
You're just fulfilling the title of Catfish Moon.
Yeah, exactly. That she got a little bit of my moon too.
She's the catfish and you're the moon.
Yes. And she raved about the show. She said it was fantastic when she was out there.
So Aaron, if you're wondering what Dayton is like, this is Dayton.
Yeah.
This is Dayton. This is the place I live.
Wow.
Sometimes you have a bit of a crack problem. Oh, wow.
And the mayor will thank you for it.
Yeah. Yep. I think we'll do one more news story. Workers at a spa in China were shocked when a 10-foot python fell from the ceiling, and experts said it may have been up there for up to 10 years.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah, an employee at the spa in Foshan, Guangdong province, reported hearing a loud noise November 12th and investigated to discover a large python had crashed into the business through the ceiling. Police and a reptile handler were summoned to the scene to capture the python, which was measured to be about 10 foot long. And all it wanted was the happy ending.
But I love that they had that the police were like, yeah, no, we're not handling this. Get a reptile handler in here.
Right. That's an erectile dysfunction right there.
A reptile dysfunction.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been a good show title.
It's not too late.
It's not too late.
But,
it's not too
still,
late.
Does it beat our most recent?
Nosing through my meat.
Or
that is such a toss-up.
It's like a haiku. Like a koan.
I can combine them. It'd be nosing through my reptile dysfunction.
That's perfect. Yeah.
I'll write that down just in case. That might be one where we can combine.
Wow.
You didn't know you signed up for all this, did you?
No, but it's quite entertaining. Thank you, guys.
Hey, I appreciate you calling in. Yeah, this has been fun. We have a few minutes left. Did you want to promote anything? I mean, I know you have. Are you premiering your film anywhere?
We're going to be
premiering
it.
Still tentative?
It's still tentative. But I've been kicking around certain places like Hollywood Palms and Naperville. They do like a dinner theater, but I want people to focus on the movie and not focus on their overly priced meals.
Right.
So I would like to do it at like a traditional movie theater where they get the overpriced popcorn instead,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That way they can actually watch the movie and enjoy it. I want the audience to sit there and wonder, okay, did these people really die? What's really going on? I want them to have that type of experience with the movie because
without having to send their steak back because it's undercooked. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes, precisely that point. Yeah, and I want them to sit there and wonder, well, is there a sequel? There might be. There might not be.
Well, yeah, because evil doesn't stop lurking.
No, it definitely doesn't stop working. That's the dang truth.
It continues to lurk. That is one thing you can say about evil. It will lurk.
It doesn't stop squirting either.
Yep.
That's also true.
Eventually it stops squirting. Because,
That's true. I guess after a while.
Then you just have to rehydrate.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not a children's show.
What's that?
This is not a children's show, by the way.
I don't know if you can tell.
Good. Yeah, I can tell.
That's good. But any social media? I know that's the Evil Lurks movie. The movie Evil Lurks the movie on Facebook, right?
Yeah, we got on Facebook. We don't have a website just yet, and honestly, I mean, we're so far late as far as filming goes that we just stick to social media because that seems to be our best bang for the buck and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm primarily on social media with Facebook and Twitter. I have my own personal Twitter, my own personal Instagram that I post stuff up there for people to see. So
all right, well, share those with us. That way I'll make sure to follow. That way I can tag you when this episode comes out.
Exactly. Yeah. My Twitter, I think you can just find me at Aaron L. Hawkins or Aaron Hawkins, and my Instagram is the letter 4 acting, and there's a underscore like between the word the love for acting. There's underscores in between each, so you can time it out there. And if you go there, you'll see a bunch of pictures from behind the scenes shots that I post up there. We post behind the scenes footage, not footage, but shots on the Facebook page as well. And my lead actor, what's her name? Amanda Winston. She's very, very good at promoting the movie and posting stuff on her Instagram page as well, and she tags me in it. So we all get tagged and stuff like that. So I have a community of 23 people that have been working on this project. So between cast and crew, so it just started just like maybe 3 or 4 actors and myself and my co-writer, and that was it. And it grew to this. So it's growing exponentially as we speak. So
awesome. Well, I hope it does great things.
I do too.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you calling in. It's been great talking to you. We'll get you back on. We might get you back on sometime when you have a more solid premiere date. That way we might push it a little bit harder.
That's right. That sounds awesome. Yeah. That sounds really awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, cool. thanks for calling.
We're sure
in.
this is not about meth, right? Is this about meth? I don't know.
Yeah,
what?
Might be. Yeah, it's possible.
I'm confused.
Yeah, there's no telling where we're going on here. Rupert, do you have any shows coming up that you want to throw out there?
I'm hosting Sunday Comics on December 8th.
Awesome.
And Kyle Kemper's headlining that night, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And then I'm at Buckeye Lodge in Springfield.
That just means there's going to be a lot of underage people that can't drink, and the club's not going to make any money. But go ahead.
Oh, well, damn it. December 13th, I'm going to be at Buckeye Lodge in Springfield.
Cool.
And then on the 15th, I think I'm doing the toy drive.
You're going to be on the toy drive? Yeah, I'm going to be on the toy drive. I'm thinking about dressing up as Santa, doing my regular set, just directing all my anger at Mrs. Claus.
Oh, okay.
That'd be awesome.
Okay,
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that. I got to come up with a Santa suit.
So if any
of my fans have a Santa suit, let me know because I'll rent it from you.
Yeah, it would be fun if there was like just a Christmas themed where you played different. Everyone had to be a character doing a set, but as like a different Christmas character.
Yeah, doing their own set.
Yeah. Or coming up with jokes. You know what I mean? Like you could take your own if it's like it fits, but you would be like. You could be Rudolph. You could be a disgruntled elf, like complaining about your job.
We'll have to work on that for next year.
Yeah, anyway,
that's a little much to set up.
I know.
Did you have anything coming up you want to throw out there?
This Monday coming up, when I get back, I'm going to be in Chillicothe on Lori's show.
Oh, awesome!
It's going to be all ladies. It's at Steiner's Speakeasy at 8:00.
Sweet.
And I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be a lot a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. She put some great shows together out there.
It looks like a really cool
I'm going to have to hit her up and see if I can get on.
Hipstery place.
Yep. Well, bring your boyfriend. The closet
I'll
hipster.
drag him. I'll tell him there's used records in the corner.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, he can just leaf through them. Just
go
pick
sales.
some up. Just like borrow some from Aaron Phillips down at the Feathers. Where he's got a bunch of
he knew Feathers when we first met because he's like, I bought some records from there.
All right, we're going to have to sign off. Aaron, thanks for calling in. It's been great talking to you.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, no problem at all.
It's been great meeting someone from the same place.
Yeah.
Yes, awesome. Very cool.
It's weird, very Twilight Zone.
Yep, Adrian.
Yes.
Rupert, thanks for coming on. It's always a pleasure. Patrick, take us home, buddy.
Thanks for listening to the Life Radio Show podcast. Check it out wherever you listen to podcasts. Remember, if you want to listen live, we are on Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM. You can also stream the show live at WWSU1069.org, and we go Facebook Live at the Life Radio Show's Facebook page. If you have suggestions or comments, feel free to email thelife1069@gmail.com.
Presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence.
That's not a cavity you usually think of in a cavity search, but
right.